What's up, everybody? It's Sean Scott with Reflections TV, and we're back with another episode of Kitchen Talk. Yes, we took a little break, but we are back. We have a new cast, and I thank everybody for being here. For those of you who don't know what Kitchen Talk is primarily an informal discussion amongst peers, no different from the conversations that you have with your friends. Where we talk about current events, relationships, education, the government, sex, all the conversations that you have with your friends in your little group chats. We come here, we talk about it, record it live. So, with that being said, we just have a few ground rules with Kitchen Talk. The first rule is, to all my speakers, we ask that you just respect the speaker. The second rule, keep it real. All the politically correctness, exit the building now. Keep it real, and we're gonna have a good time. So, I'm done talking. Y'all ready to talk? Yeah. First off, let's try that again. Try it again. So y'all ready to talk?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So we just gonna get into the first topic. All right. So with the first topic, social media and technology has pretty much consumed our lives. Everybody has a cell phone. So with that being said, has technology and social media enhanced, or has it reduced our communication skills? Because pretty much today, everybody has a cell phone in their hand. They just looking down on social media. And the face-to-face interaction that we used to do back in the day being the early 2090s, where people just come together and they just talk, that's pretty much over. It's people just pretty much communicate via social media. So has technology and social media enhanced, or has it reduced our communication skills?
Reduced.
Because
It's reduced. People don't talk anymore. Like everybody, you see people out like at restaurants, stuff like that. Everybody's on their phones. Nobody has that real face-to-face communication anymore. And when they do have the face-to-face communication, it lacks depth. It lacks substance. It's basic. Like even when people try to reach out to like date or talk to one another, it's on Messenger or slide in somebody's DM. Like, you don't approach anybody face to face anymore.
who don't?
Most people don't. Most people don't. Like, you see somebody out that you're interested in, you don't hit them up you don't see them out and hit them up. You slide in the DMs later. You request them on Facebook, you request them on something, and then, I saw you out. Like, no, that's not how this works.
Yes and no. I mean, I feel like that's the subjective. Not everyone does that, but at the same time, a lot of people do. And I think that's like an age thing. I find like the younger people are more or less communicative with each other. They don't really elaborate over the matter. As of us, the older peers, I guess like 25 and up, have more of a conscience. But when it comes to communicating at that point with technology, it's dulling our conversation down, I feel like. But at the same time, it's just more so testing your discipline at the same time. This has something to do with our free will and our discipline on deciding on how we communicate. Even though this is accessible, a lot of people turn to find this business the most accessible thing to do is be on your phone or any type of source of technology to communicate with each other. Pros and cons.
I have an interesting take on that. Social media makes me want to talk to people more, to be honest. It's like it actually enhances communication to me, because I get to see, even people here who I don't even get to see on a regular basis. I get to see what your lives are like every day. So sometimes I want to comment on what's going on in your life, whether I say something or not. I believe that we all want to say something, like, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're going through a breakup or you just came up or whatever you're going through, if you talk about it on social media, I feel like it enhances the conversation. My thing is, once we get on social media, everyone portrays to not want to talk about what they're actually talking about. And I feel like it's that way. It's kind of both, but in a way it enhances the conversation. It depends about who you're following on social media and what they're talking about, and are they willing to talk to you back. And so I don't know. So I don't think it's bad at all. I think it just makes you want to do it more.
Social media is extremely comforting though. Like, you can go on social media and portray a life that you're definitely not living.
I don't think that has anything to do with conversation though. Whether it's a fake conversation or a real conversation. But then a nigga,
Because you can do that in real life.
yeah, right, yeah, that happens in person too. Yeah,
But it's gonna be harder to fake
It's
a
harder
real
to
life
fake in
conversation
person.
as opposed to
Yeah.
being on social
no, it's
media.
not.
It
No,
is.
all you gotta
Get
do
out
is
of
ask-
here.
all you
Oh,
gotta do is
I
ask
can
the person
definitely
how you
make a
doing.
conversation on social media as opposed to in your face.
Stop. If I'm portraying an image that I'm not really living, it's gonna be a couple questions you just gotta ask me, and if you ask me and I'm not really living that life conversation, just gonna be stopped because I'm gonna be no,
Exactly.
No, you can't say that because nowadays they're so witty enough that they lie.
Yeah.
And they're just schemers.
But if you're
Like,
if
you have
you're
a
not
bunch
a
of
good
scheming
liar, you
going
can't
on.
get
Like,
away
so
with that.
You
Who
can't
ain't good
say
liars
that.
nowadays,
Like
A lot of people not
I
good
think
liars.
social media is a 50-50.
We all.
And the reason why I say it's a 50-50 is because it can be used in a good way.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is for educational reasons. Like, you don't have to buy leapfrogs and stuff like that for our younger kids, but it does reduce. Reduce.
I mean, you know, you never know what they put in these kids' heads.
You know, it's sick on the mile. But it reduces the quality of conversation and the ability to have a face-to-face conversation. And we definitely need those things for like interviews and phone conferences and those things. But we refer back to text messages. What you doing?
I mean, regardless of
WYD.
how we're communicating, we're still communicating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not.
And it's not good enough for some people because it's informal, formal, and then you have indirect and you have direct. The problem is it's like she raised a good point as far as people tending to mask themselves with social media, and then they create this character, then they speak.
But what does that have
You know
to
what
do
I'm
with
saying? But
communication?
that doesn't. I think because it flaws the communication because you don't know if you're talking to the real person, you're talking to a character. And I get it, but it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, it is because a lot of kids are detached from reality, and that's what she's getting at.
Yeah.
A lot of people are detached from reality. You got to think about it. A lot of people live their life virtually instead of realistically. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing about it is like when people feel like they communicate accessibly through technology like this, they don't feel like they have to go outside. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people. I know a lot of cats that just sit there behind a computer and they fine with that. You know what I'm saying? And then it kind of makes them socially inept. That's the downfall, but at the same time, they're still communicating. So I mean, it's pros and cons in all this. I think it's more so comes down to a disciplinary thing within the individual. You know what I'm saying? Like how much you're using and how much you're actually directly communicating versus take.
And then stuff like that leads to much of mental health stuff. Like you can't if your sole source of communication is social media, that's not really social. It's antisocial because when you get out in front of people, how do you communicate with real people if that's how you're socializing?
I mean, you're still social. You're just digitally social.
You're digitally social. So if
So
you
are
got
you
into
social?
I mean, you're social. You just
if you got into a place like this, could you really talk to people? Because you're used to typing, what you have to
I
really say.
communicate with so many people online. Like literally, I talk to so many people. Like talk to everybody online. And then when I see y'all in person, I be like, hey, like
But
you
then,
just graduated.
so
You just
you're
did
a
this.
vast minority because there's people that communicate with people online all the
And
time,
don't say
and then
anything
they'll
in
see you in
person.
public
And walk
and
right
act
past
like they
you.
don't know
Don't
you.
say anything.
Yeah.
I
Or
never get
you
that.
will talk to somebody through text message, or you will call them and they'll reject your call. Like I don't want to talk
And
to
that's
you.
me.
I'm only
You
going
can
to
text me
text
all day
you.
long, and I
Like what is that? Like you don't want to talk on the phone? You don't want to have a
Nah,
conversation?
you gotta call me.
Oh my God, I
Like
hate
all
that.
2019, that's been my motto. Bro. All 2019, call me. All 2019. Like, don't text me. Well, unless it's just a hey,
I know,
I'm
same
on
exact way.
I
take all forms of communication.
Yeah, that's real to me. I love that.
Do
I love
not
that.
text me for a friend.
No,
because we
don't
cannot
call me
have an
unless you have
extreme
intent.
You're
conversation.
busy. I mean, I understand you're
like
busy and it's
I don't want
something.
no.
Still don't care because you make time for what you want.
On the phone.
You make time. I don't
You
care.
being asinine about
That
this.
is
That's a
true.
little
And
bit
I
anal.
can
That's
speak
anal.
from that. I can
That's
speak
anal
from
about
that
that shit.
because of how much I do work and how much I do travel and all those things, and I still make time for whatever I want to do. And that, if that's working out or whatever the case may be. In the last 5-6 months, I've been 7 to 10 places traveling, working 10-12 hours a day. And I make sure that I call my mama every day. I make sure that I work out every day.
I make sure that I do what I want to do. So you make time for whatever you want.
Nothing in your
So
life
I'm
lasts
very
in
much
life.
so like that. So I'm finishing graduate school, doing an internship, working 40 hours a week. I work out at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. And my thing is, if you want to call and talk to me, you got to make it purposeful. So most people will text me and say, hey, if you want me to, hey, I need you to answer the phone because we need to talk about this. That's what it is. Don't call me just because, oh, I want to just talk. No, I don't want to just talk because I don't have that much time in my day.
And see, that sucks.
You talking about small talk versus?
I mean, but some people need small talk, and some people don't know levels of small talk. I mean, because you don't know what people need at that time.
No, he's right.
No, you know what I mean? Some people are at that level of having small talk. That's all they know. So you can't say that I'm not going to have small talk because I don't want to have small talk. I'm too big for this. Sometimes you have to stoop down and bring people up. You know what I mean? So that's just how
I feel
Everything unlimited.
But I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking about the homies back in the hood. No, they're not on the same level as me. So sometimes I got to stoop back down to getting money, doing different things. You know what I mean?
Is that effective when you stoop back down instead of bringing them up though?
But you have to stoop down to come bring them back up.
That's the mentality. That's why we see that. I think that's the problem. I think you feel like you have to bend the pendulum just because that's the comfort zone, and then you have to elaborate over the matter and makes others comfortable. Fuck all of that.
No,
I think it's like this. I think we all talk to people how we want to talk to them. If you have your ex blocked and they email you, you're going to talk to them on email. When I see Zano on Twitter, I talk to Zano on Twitter. When I see Zano in person, I say hi. I don't say anything else. That's our communication, you know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to anybody, you know what I'm saying? That's just how we communicate. I feel like people need to realize it's 2019 and we're blessed with a million ways to communicate. Yes. Whether you have an iPhone and you have to download GroupMe because your people have an Android. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's all, everybody adapts to different, no, seriously though. We all adapt to how each other communicate. Whether you got a friend that's in jail and you have to write them or JPay them, you know, or FaceTime them. You know what I'm saying though? It all based on who you communicate with. And I feel like if you have a social media relationship with someone, I have social media relationships with people who I don't never see. Man. And they pop in my inbox and tweet me and Facebook me almost every week. And I'll be like, I don't even know this dude. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we communicate, and I respect and I appreciate that. So I feel like that's really it though. It's like it's not a thing that you can just like openly say like, I don't talk to people, you gotta call me to talk to me, or you gotta, because that's not true. You open your communication to however the person you're communicating to. That's what I think. That's your relationship with your relationship. Yeah. Now you talk if you want to tweet somebody all day and y'all used to be friends and y'all used to talk in high school, and then Twitter makes you guys double back on each other and be friends again, y'all just upped y'all communication. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's that way with anybody and everybody.
I think it's a security blanket.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know how to talk just to even communicate no more.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I guess, me being in previous relationships before mine, I've had a problem with communicating with my ex. We would literally talk through text message, but when we would come in person, we wouldn't say anything at all.
Now, before you go, how old were y'all? When were y'all born? 19 what?
94.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yes,
it does matter.
To me, it matters.
It matters.
But why?
Because here's the reason why, right? Here's the reason why.
Matters.
Here's the reason why, right? 80s babies don't have phones. The only way we communicate is either in person or by the phone.
Yes.
You had to be forced to communicate in person. 90s I'm gonna come back. I'm coming back to you. Now, just to answer his question. Just to answer your question.
You had to.
Go ahead.
Mid-90s babies to 2000s, y'all have a phone. So, being that we weren't able to use phones, our communication styles are different.
Yeah, but then y'all the ones saying that y'all don't like to communicate face to face or on the phone.
That's not a clear depiction of that entire generation.
Thank you. Because
we just sat here for 2 hours and didn't look at our phone.
I didn't get a phone until I was 15.
It's not that serious.
So how we're communicating is not
It
the
was
problem.
social media.
Wait, let
Coming back.
Zaina gotta finish.
I was gonna say yeah, Zaina didn't.
Okay, so, but when I moved into my next relationship, the one I'm in now, He's a 90s baby. He's born in 90.
Just maybe.
So on the cusp. But when it comes to communication, he wants to talk to me, and I can't talk because of what I've been conditioned to before, and it's really hard. But because he's older than me, and he tells me, like, he tries to make me talk more, it's become
that exemplifies what we talked about earlier. Because when you communicate, digitally or over tech, via tech, it dilutes the conversation a little bit. Because this is the thing. In my perspective, I'm thinking like this. You have serious conversations, right? Would you rather have those serious conversations through a text or in person? Or I want to hear your voice. Because here's the thing. When we sit there and text or communicate us non-verbally, it kind of dilutes the seriousness or the severity of what one is. Exactly. You misinterpret a lot of that's the biggest thing, especially with women and men. A lot of men don't have a lot of awareness about themselves, and then on that, the violent it's how we're communicating when we're using these things. You feel me? Because when we having those serious conversations, why would you have those via text? A lot. That's where you get it. Because the younger kids, like you said, you don't know how to convey that emotion and translate yourself, your thought process, because you're just. It may not. You don't know the words to say at that exact moment, or you feel comfortable typing it and then conveying that message later.
Yeah, you don't know the words.
Yeah,
to say.
I was about to say I don't feel like that because I'm a 92. I was born in 92. I'm a 90s baby. And you have to talk to me face to face. So if you break up with me, we break it up face to face. If we got something serious to talk about, it's face to face. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you was born in 75. Like, we gotta talk face to face.
We're gonna FaceTime if we need to.
Yeah,
we're not even FaceTiming. That's not good enough.
So I'm an 80s
face to face.
I'm an 80s
So
baby.
I think it's just kind of on your morals and your comfortability. You know what I mean? And how good you can communicate. If you can communicate, you can communicate. But if you cannot, you
It doesn't
cannot.
matter the platform. You know, you open it,
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Like, it don't matter when you born. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know how to communicate.
You don't know how to do
You
it.
just don't know how to communicate. Like,
Let's keep it a stat.
Just because you had to write numbers down on a piece of paper does not make you better than
I'm avoiding of all things. Like,
no, seriously, just because you had to write numbers down on a piece of paper, all of us didn't have phones right away, bro.
I'm gonna say,
My mom would tell you, bro, I didn't have a phone, so I had to get a pen and a paper too, or try to remember the number. Bro, you had to remember. Hey, you still remember numbers to this day, bro. You had to remember your mama, your grandmama, your auntie.
All right, cool. I'm gonna come back to you, right? So we're gonna go back to getting the numbers, right? And in doing that, right, we don't have social media. You was born in 92, so you kind of on the.
We didn't have social media.
No, I'm just talking about his age. He said he was born in 92.
I was saying 92.
He's born in 92, so you
for real.
you on the edge of where we was at, right? So being that you said just because we had to write numbers out on a sheet of paper, that means we had to engage and know how to engage with a woman on a different level, face to face, not via social media. So therefore, our communication sound is totally going to be different from somebody who was born in the early 2000s.
My question is, who was born in the 2000s? You're talking to people that's all 90s and 80s.
Wait. No, okay, listen. So, that would be relevant if we were dating in 3rd grade. But, when we got to high school, we had cell phones.
But we were still communicating face to face though.
Barely.
We didn't know how to use a flip. We had social media then.
Barely. So, when we got to high school, we were still on MySpace talking to people that ain't no ahead. Right. This we were that. We were
texting you social media in high school.
Yes, we were.
But the thing is, we would still circle back around and we would see each other face to face.
Y'all had team chat room with people from Florida. No, we were in BBM. We were in MySpace. All of that. Like, we still have. What is that? My dad was on Black Planet.
Nah, but that's it. Hey, check this out. Check this out.
We didn't get to Black
BBM.
So check this out. We got various ways of communicating. We got various ways of communicating. That are very much so indirect.
It started for college
right?
students only.
Hold on. Say that
So
again.
Facebook was 0304.
Yeah.
Age, obviously, but it was only for college students only at that time. So that's where actually when it started. I was 18 in 04. There you go. So that's and high school students weren't getting on it. It was only for college students at that time.
And she makes a good point. And that's the thing. Like during that time,
college email and everything.
During that,
they won't let anybody.
Right. So we have MySpace and all of that. So you're an 80s baby. That's so we would change our songs.
So look, y'all, time out real quick. Y'all mentioning two important components: time and various ways of how we're communicating. Now, versus the time factor is conditional. Everything is conditional, right? So therefore, when he brought up the point, being born before a certain point in time, making verbal contact with someone was a general way of communicating. Now it's not. Now it's just like, but it's still humane. It's still domestically like this is what we should do as humans. But now that tech has integrated and injected itself, now we're left with a, you know what? I don't really want to talk to this motherfucker right now. And that.
I don't think that's totally fair. One, because of course we're talking about eras, but the other thing is that one thing that's simply being skipped over is upbringing.
Yeah. That's condition. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole conditional
aspect. So it's not fair to say that a 90s baby won't have the same communication as an 80s baby.
Right.
Now wait. I'm 50-50 with this. I'm 50-50 with this because yes, we did have other forms of communication. We did have to do a lot more than what they did. But what we can't account for is that some were raised by grandparents. Some parents were raised in the South. So a lot of those things contribute to the way that they are, irregardless to whether or not we have technology in front of us now. My parents were raised in Alabama. I'll sit and talk on social media some days. Some days I'll go read a book and get outside on the darn guitar. So it depends on I think it has a lot more to do with the upbringing rather than technology itself, because even with that discipline, with your upbringing, you're going to know my mama is not going to accept this text message. Let me get over there and talk to her. So irregardless to when it came about, I think it has a lot. If we go that route as far as this, I don't think technology is the reason and why we.
No, it's really not. It's we're conditioned to it.
And like she said, would you say 03?
03.
That was before us. That was before us. So they got exposed to it before we did.
You communicate.
Like quit playing.
Like so on your upbringing with your parents using their cell phone. Like these kids' parents using their cell phone, so their upbringing is a little bit different.
That's not fair to say.
A lot of
kids is saying he's born in '92 and he communicates the same way that I did.
Bruh, you gotta talk to me. How many people ain't got kids?
92 is more so that's our era though. Yes, it is. 92 is our era. 92 is pretty much our era. I'm sorry. 92, I'm gonna consider you my era.
90s is 90s.
I'm gonna say 90. I'm gonna say like 99.
It's what I'm the age.
I was born in 88 and be
I was born in 88.
I was born in 88. That was weird.
But
I don't know shit.
Yeah, like honestly, like I was born in 92.
Hold on. The thing with this is the thing with communication. Really, everybody is saying good points, but honestly though, it's really just. It really boils down to like your intelligence of what you want to do, like what you're comfortable. Like you were saying, no, because look. In the era of social media, I have young friends who were born in the 90s. I have friends who were born in the 80s, and they still all know that it's better to pull down and talk to a girl face to face than to shoot their shot in the DM. You know what I'm saying? So And even if you can, I'm not saying they don't do it, but it's still guys who are smart enough, regardless of the era they were born in, to know like this is how you approach a woman, or this is how you have a respectable conversation with whether it be your boss, your coworker, your friend. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the communication thing goes on your maturity level, as far as everything else goes. I don't think that is something like that you be like it has to do with an age or a group. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know, you know. I feel like if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm piggybacking you, Rocky, off of what you were saying as far as communication with women, right? So women, this is a question to you all. Which would you all prefer us to engage? Would you rather it be face to face, or would you rather it be socially? I mean, that's
either one.
What do you mean engage?
Because honestly, what if you catch me on a bad day and I ain't about to talk in person?
To make contact.
Face to face.
And some girls like you because of your social media.
Yeah.
So they want you to slide in their DM. They're probably been with a girl here.
Social media is
single
what
and
pull
wish.
you in.
I've been noticing that. There's probably a single girl in here right now that wish a man that they got their eyes on slid in their DM.
I'm saying it can. Social media can definitely bridge the gap.
It does bridge the gap because it allows us to be in Toledo to talk to someone in California or talk to someone in Australia or Africa. So it does bridge the gap. Hey, but Rocky, so my question to you though was, what does intelligence have to do with any of it though?
Face to face.
No, intelligence is like I said, like okay, like for example, say if me and Lee is friends, me and Lee get into it, we have a disagreement. Instead of communicating via social media or sneak dissing, I'll call Lee. That's what I'm saying.
But
you have to be smart. No, but people aren't smart enough to figure that out because we all done got sneak this.
I don't think that's questioning intelligence.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't think that's questioning intelligence. I don't think that's questioning intelligence.
You have to be smart or dumb. Yeah, you have to be intelligent enough to know that. Because a dumb person don't know.
Wait.
No, because a person who doesn't have intelligence on communication, they don't realize that sneak dissing their friend on social media isn't the right thing to do. And then when their friends say something, they be like, "Oh, I'm just talking in general." You know what I'm saying? Intelligence says, I have a problem with my mom, I have a problem with anybody, and I'm going to talk to them directly. That's you have to be smart in this generation in 2019. You have to be smart enough to know that, because nowadays so many people are dumb enough and don't know that.
Wait. No, that's emotional intelligence, not intellectual intelligence.
Right? Is that social?
I can be very smart and saying book smart, all of that, but emotionally, I have to know that. So if you don't know your emotional intelligence level, you can be
smart. I think that's social awareness. I don't think that's emotional.
It's levels to intelligence. No, it's not.
But from a social work perspective, think of it from like just a plain Toledo platform perspective. You have to have a certain level of intellect to talk to people. You just have to.
Social work and saying emotional intelligence. Everybody has a level of emotional intelligence.
But everybody don't have common sense.
Right. So that goes into emotional intelligence. So for me, I know that my emotional intelligence is low. I'm very intelligent, book smart, but my emotional intelligence is I say whatever the fuck I want, like off rip, and in hindsight, I'm like, oh.
So are we talking about empathy?
But that's the intelligence. You realize there's two different things. That's you being intelligent. Like you know the difference. That's like what makes you intelligent.
I'm on my third college degree, and it took me to this college degree to realize, yeah, I'm fucked up in that way. So it's not intelligent because I know book smart, I'm smart. It took life to teach me that. So it's not intelligent.
I think that has something to do with what Karen was saying as far as your upbringing, because I feel like with you being so book smart and on your third degree, someone should have told you that you should have had your emotional intelligence.
It's common sense.
Right.
It's common sense. And people could have told me that all my life. But that was
it's interpersonal. That's what I'm saying.
But emotional intelligence deals with interpersonal relationships.
That goes back to what she was saying. Your upbringing.
But there's a difference. There's a difference. Because, like, Bill Gates. So super powerful man. He makes so much money. Man was smart since everybody knew him. But when it came to relationships with other people, he couldn't do it. They said he never showered. They said he wore the same clothes all the time. They said it was really weird to talk to him because he didn't know how to interact with people. Nowadays he has that because he didn't have to worry about like his career. He could focus on interpersonal relationships. He could build his brand. He could talk to people and all that stuff. So emotional intelligence deals with how you react to stuff, how you interpret data, but also deals with like interpersonal relationships and how you interact with other people, how you understand how relationships work, and like that whole thing. So, but it's a different part because no book is gonna teach you. Like no matter how much.
It's comprised of a few things. Though.
But yeah, but no matter how much you read a book, like that's not gonna teach you how to deal with people. Like I can read self-help books and I can read like how to win friends and influence peoples, but if I don't put that into practice and if I don't understand how relationships work and how my emotions affect others and how others' emotions affect me, it doesn't matter how much I've read. It doesn't matter how many degrees I have. Just like she was saying, like it's a different level of intelligence. It has to deal with emotions. It has to deal with interpersonal relationships. It has to deal with experience. And not everybody can just get that from learning in a book. You got to interact with people to learn how to interact with people.
Right. I think that comes down to awareness. After all, like emotionally speaking, intellectually speaking, just it comes down to awareness. Socially speaking, it comes down to awareness. At the end of the day. Like us being empathetic towards one another's character or behavior. Like, for example, us just communicating about random things is not really conducive to what we're really going on. What's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So you have a person that has a serious mindset, and you have a person that has a lackadaisical mindset. You're not going to approach those people in the same tone. You see what I'm saying? It's just being aware at that point, and being intellectually aware, and being emotionally involved at that point or engaged. I don't think communicating is a problem. It's how we're communicating and what we're being aware about, what we choose to observe from the other person. Some people's perspective is so dormant we can't see through the surface level of things, and that's why a lot of communications, like she mentioned earlier, is so dull. And men, like sending back to the original question, when men approach women, I understand why women don't want to approach a lot of men around here. And because the perspective, like not
around here as in here or
in Toledo, because we're here in the city. But that's not speaking for the majority. That's speaking on the average encounter that you have, because a lot of people have a dormant way of thinking. The perspective isn't broad enough for them to have a conversation. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying for the majority. Speak what you mean. Speak your mind.
Cause I'm not even from Toledo, right?
Okay.
But like, I will agree with you saying like women don't want to approach different people like the same. I guess kind of guys who think the same way here in Toledo. Right. But with me being different, I do have a different mindset. So I have had interactions with different people just on the strength of me not even being around here. Like they're asking me like, yeah, where you from?
Y'all talking about women don't approach people and all of this. Y'all just don't get women or know women to me, because I know women. They just do it differently. The communication is differently. It's not regular. It's not regular. It's not regular. A girl might know you go to this certain church, and next thing you know she a praise. And you wondering why she go there now. And for you just don't realize it. You know what I'm saying?
But it's her heading home.
That's communication sound with these men and women.
But is that what you want?
Yeah. Because somebody who know that, like a person like me, I'm gonna know that. I'm gonna know like.
But just because you know that doesn't mean you're gonna accept this shit, motherfucker.
Yes,
just
you
be
are.
direct.
If you're a guy, you are.
Why? But
I'm not going to nobody's church to
that a lot of
I'm not saying that. But you know what?
like, I'm not going out of my way.
They do like that. That's why I said what I said earlier. Everybody ain't cut the same. Everybody ain't cut from that cloth, and that's what led me to that conclusion. That's why I said what I said. And it's obvious because the women still feel that way, regardless of what y'all saying. Not for the majority, but for generally speaking, yes. The conversation is dope. It's not. It's whatever.
Alright, so we about to change the topic. Change the topic. Alright. So the next topic is going to be this is more so less for us men. Is there an intimidation factor?
Yep, it is.
Ooh, he said it's for me.
Damn, I said for men.
I gave you this.
So this question is for us men. Is there an intimidation factor when it comes to women who are more successful than us?
Oh. Yes. Yes.
That's for us men. Yeah, that's for us men.
And the reason why I said that.
Wait.
Y'all say you better let him answer.
Let's go. What's up, Tay?
Wait.
Thank you,
This got real.
And before you answer this question, please give a background of who you are.
I am.
And
That's what I'm.
All right,
Thank you, Tay. Let's go.
let's go.
So the reason why I say yes is because, like, coming from the slums, like, you just have a different mentality. So when I came to college, I really wasn't supposed to be in college, ultimately, really. And my mama pushed me to come and stuff. And when I came, I dressed a certain way. I talked a certain way. I kind of did things a certain way. And it was intimidating to go up to a girl that dressed really pretty or that always had a book bag or was always, like, answering questions in class. So you kind of had to alter how you do things and how you maneuver. So it is an intimidation factor, and it's the same thing for women. You know what I mean? Like, when you dress a certain way.
He ain't asked about us.
Like I said, so it's ultimately, intimidation factor. So if you dress and look a certain way and you act a certain way, sometimes you get in your mind like, am I good enough? Will they give me the opportunity? And you start to second guess yourself. And it's not that you're not capable or you're not good enough or anything like that, but you just kind of stoop yourself down because you don't know if you're capable at that time until you mature to say that I'm ready or I can get there.
So no. I'm staying with Tay. Hold on. I'm staying with Tay. So now, you were talking about when you were in college.
Yeah.
So where you are now. Is there an intimidation factor if you see it? Keep it a stack. Thank you.
No.
Thank you. No.
I
don't care. It's not based on.
Let him finish.
In that case, it's not based on college. It's not based on any of those things. It's just the things that I've accomplished and the things that I understand. So the cycle of life have taken me through things, and it makes me realize that I can accomplish anything that I want. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're a lawyer, a doctor, if you worked in McDonald's, wherever, bruh. When I step in the room and I know that I want you, I got you.
Because you who?
Because I'm Tay.
No. You who?
Alright, so he said it was intimidation. Somebody said it wasn't. So
it was.
No, I agree that I'm gonna say I'm the opposite of Tay in that it's not an intimidation factor, only on the strength of I grew up opposite of you, right? I had my mom and dad in my life and all of that. And just having my mom low-key having a bottom line of how everything go for real. Like she still be trying to run me to this day. Like pay bills on my own, got my 2 degrees, all of that. Still trying to run my life. So if a woman can shut me up or if a woman can show me something different, it's a turn on for me because like I'm the man. I have to be the man all the time. So for somebody to kind of low key, not necessarily take over that role, but show me something that I can't show her, that's dope to me. Like, I'm the opposite way, personally.
No, I'm gonna keep it real, yo. I think I represent the medium of this.
To make that clear, I definitely agree with you now.
Wait. He didn't ask the again.
So like I said, like to agree with you, I do agree with you now, but at one point in time, it was an intimidation factor for me. So when you were younger, could you say that you could just walk up to a girl, any girl, and just say like, "Yo, like, what's up?" and shoot your shot, or was it an intimidation?
Where does the intimidation stem?
Where does it just self-confidence? You know what I mean? Like if
Why is there still confidence?
I mean, it's just it's scary. Like you wear baggy jeans and you wear bedazzled clothes and stuff like this. And you got this girl to wear casual wear and she dress and talk a certain way. And you like, yo, like what's good? Like what's happening? You know what I mean? And she's like, well, you know, I'm Stephanie. And, like that's intimidating. That's intimidating.
Let me say this. Let me say this. As a man, with children.
As a man.
With children. As a black strong man. Sometimes, and I'm gonna keep it as real as possible when I say this. As far as intimidation and powerful black women in general, but it was like these black girls here. Sometimes you don't have to talk to one. You don't have to approach one. You don't have to even be intimidated by a powerful black woman because she's a powerful black woman. You know what I'm saying? You kind of don't. To me, that's how I look at it. Sometimes, like I'll see some, even women in this room, I'll see you guys, and I'm like, I'll probably never even like try to shoot my shot, so to speak, because she's a queen. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with, because I feel like I'm a king. But sometimes you just kind of gotta let people just be them, you know what I'm saying, and not intimidate you at all. And I just feel like overall, if we want to stick to the topic of whether women are intimidating, I don't think they are at all. They're not. But sometimes you can. As a man, it's the decision of whether do you want to try this or do you want do you want to waste her time or waste your time?
What becomes intimidating?
Yeah, I don't think. I've never met
it's the pedigree of the man.
Yeah.
I think it's the pedigree of the man.
No, I don't think no girl is intimidating though. I still want to. I feel like I can get Beyonce if I really try.
I see
you know what I'm saying? I swear to God, as a black man right now, I feel like if I see Beyonce, I'ma come and I'ma say something to her and she gonna feel me. She may not fuck me, she may not fall in love with me, but she gonna feel me. You feel me? And that's not intimidating. I don't feel like it's no woman that intimidates me, but I'm just saying at the same time, you have to pick and choose the women you try to approach. Some niggas, y'all niggas be going about y'all way and y'all know y'all can't get hurt. You feel me? That be y'all be shooting too high. Because I'm saying shoot too high. I'm saying shoot too high because sometimes some of these women be so deep in their bag, and I ain't even talking about school. I'm talking about everything, sexually, school wise, hustle, what they taking care of, career, they intellect, they body, they fitness, whatever. Some of these women be so in tune with that shit that niggas can't even know where.
Right? Let me say something. That's not fair. Let me say something. It stems from the pedigree of the man. Because here comes this. I know some ugly niggas. I know some ugly fellas. And they are let me finish. The aesthetic may not matter to the common eye before a man. Trust me, it does, because the first thing we're thinking is appearance to the woman. But sometimes it doesn't even matter. The thing about it is the pedigree of the man. So, like, don't knock me off my square right now. It's the pedigree of the man. Simply being that some men have self-love over others. And you could be the ugliest man or the most handsome man. That doesn't even matter. The thing that matters is that you having that self-love and you standing on certain principle within yourself. Not me, I come from a certain cloth, man, no matter what. You have to love yourself. A lot of men are sad to say a lot, we're not taught that in the upbringing. So they fall short of that. They don't have that perspective over the matter. So their heart is conditioned towards what they gain and what they dominate over in terms of the empathetic aspect of the life. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like a real nigga gonna try though, no matter what he went through. But I've been through it all, and I feel like if I see a woman, I'll be like, she gonna make my life better.
Look, I'm man enough to admit, I dated a lot of women that's out of my league. But did I let that stop me? Hell no.
That's not fair though. To say that they're out of your league, bro. Because my thing is, it's like this goes.
Let me say this. What's intimidating intimidating depends on what you bring to the table versus what you don't bring to the table. And how can you you only gonna know that based on
Hey, wait, let him speak. Y'all didn't start out like this, bruh. Life brought y'all like this. Y'all, like I said, the cycle of life made y'all like this, bruh. And like I said in my original statement, bruh, like y'all talking about shooting too high and all that stuff. No, let's keep it on 100, bruh. Like, you can't shoot low. If you shoot low, you get low. I'm shooting for the top, bruh. Flat out. So if I'm out my league, I need to figure out how to get in my league.
He got another man.
Can we go down?
My question is, you guys are setting these standards. We're talking about shooting, right? So how do you even know all of these things about this woman that you're shooting at?
Thank you. Because to piggyback off what he's saying, just because she might be doing all this, doing all that, maybe pretty, but she can't even hold a full conversation. I feel like for it to be honest, just because Beyonce is fine, she can sing, she can do this, she can do that. I really don't think she can have a full conversation.
You gotta watch her bio.
Well, Beyonce probably can, but somebody else probably can't. Many Beehive.
They probably ain't gonna. I'm not trying to down talk her or anything like that because I respect Beyonce, but I really don't feel like you can sit here and have a real nigga conversation with her because she's not gonna be able to.
If Beyonce never sang a song, she walked down the street. Who is she?
Exactly.
She that's real. I ain't gonna lie. Beyonce. She went Beyonce. But you gonna look at right, but you're looking at the girl at the grocery store that look fine. You're looking at the girl at the gas station. Like, like what are we talking about?
No, it's like this. Y'all ever seen the movie? Y'all ever seen the movie The Notebook?
Yes.
It's a perfect example of intimidation. That boy ain't have nothing, and that girl was rich.
Yes.
And he hung from a damn Ferris wheel to get her attention. So like I said, like it's at who you are as a man. You feel me? If you feel like you can get this, then you can get it. You
but
feel me?
It goes back to what I said.
It doesn't matter.
Life, it made him realize that he can do anything.
No,
It ain't from a Ferris wheel. Anything that you want.
Some felt like he couldn't get the girls right now. Life is gonna teach you that. Yeah, but some niggas is blind to them lessons. That's the thing. Everybody not blind to observation. Life. I agree with life teaches.
So
all right, now,
women.
All
the men down
Let's go.
because she wanted to go.
It's been a minute. Go ahead, Alicia.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
So you're saying that I don't feel like. I feel like when men are intimidated, it's because they are not confident within themselves.
Exactly.
I feel like I understand what you're saying about life, but at the same time, like, okay, so I'm gonna just give my example. My relationship I'm in right now, I have 2 degrees. My boyfriend has been to college but doesn't have no degree. That never stopped him from trying to talk to me.
That's right.
He like, yeah. He never. He did know because it took him 2 years to really talk to me.
Nah, see, I was just misconstrued about shooting to somebody you've never met before, or actually, exactly, he courted you. That's different. He courted you. He got to know you. That's different.
But
are we talking about some random person you've never seen before?
It took him time to talk to me because he wanted to talk to me in person. He wanted to talk to me in person. He didn't want to talk to me on social media. But I feel like a lot of guys do not talk to women is because they are afraid of being rejected, which is another reason why he said he did not talk to me, because he said he did not want to be rejected.
I agree. That has nothing to do with the time. Some people hate it. That's nothing to do with the time. People that never hate.
The best lesson in life is no.
He's also a 90 baby. We'll put that out there.
That's nothing to do with the time, though. But I agree.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said it has nothing. I agree. It has nothing to do with the time.
Well,
before social media, if you didn't talk, you didn't talk. It is what it is. You just didn't shoot.
I used to go outside to see him.
It is what it is.
But no, seriously. It goes back to what we said, though. It took 2 years for that man to talk to her.
But that don't mean my degree stopped him from talking to me.
Right.
The feeling of being rejected stopped him from talking to me.
Which is in a form of intimidation.
That's not it. That's not
intimidation. That is. That's intimidation. It took 2 years for that to talk to you. Like, quit playing. It may not be your status, but it was something about him that made him feel intimidated to talk to you. 2 years.
I
I'm just saying though, but that's a form of intimidation.
Wait, time out. We got no sticker.
Okay, so the intimidation thing for me, I feel like it's very valid because I feel like if a guy sees that you're on another level of shit that they not on, they not gonna shoot.
What's the other
shit?
Define other levels.
So okay,
other levels.
So when I was going out regularly, like in the club, like
being cute,
like half dressed, half doing all of that, I was with my little sis. Oh, I got hoes. But when I changed, but when that changed, it changed. Like it's very rare. It's none of that. And it's like, oh, whenever people do cross, oh, I would talk to you, but you on your shit. You blah blah blah. You this, you that. You blah blah blah. But we also had a conversation. In my master's class, we had a conversation about guys feeling black men, don't want to offend, but black men who see black women doing a certain thing, it's like, if they get with you, it's like, y'all should be grateful that I'm not dating white women. Like, y'all should be, like, it's almost like y'all should be, date a black man, if I can find a black man that's on my level, it's almost like okay, be grateful that I'm meeting you and not outside of my race.
Wait,
so
let her finish.
You saying for the black man, you talking about for the black man saying like you grateful for me being with you, or
like,
the black woman,
yeah, so you privileged that I even decided to be with your ass. So like respect me, like let's do this.
Look at the statistics.
Statistics.
African American men has the highest statistics to date outside of their race.
They have a high.
They have the highest.
Because y'all don't love us.
What? Black women protect black men 2 times more than black men ever protect black women. Y'all don't protect us. Let's be clear.
Let me see how you talk. I'm saying now, man.
Black women protect black men way more than y'all ever.
Y'all probably protect us. That don't mean you love us.
Let's be clear. Every time a black lady dies in the street, if anything happens to black men, we are out there. If anything happens to a black woman, black men ain't doing shit for it. Let's be clear. We get raped, we get all types of shit, and y'all ain't doing shit for it, but we are rallying the fuck out of some shit for a black man.
No,
don't do that.
I only said that. I said that to say.
Don't do that. We rally the fuck out of some shit for a black man. No, we did not just say that.
No, wait.
We will turn the fucking city down.
Everybody, bring the conversation back in the circle. Bring the conversation back in the circle for a minute.
No. When I said it like, when I said y'all don't love it, I said it like, you know. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but we spend so much time like downplaying each other.
Man, look.
But hold on. We spend look. This is my thing, and I think about this every day. This is like one of my top 5 thoughts every day. And I have a girlfriend, and I'm okay with love. I'm cool with girls who I don't want nothing from, nothing that. You know what I'm saying? I want to get married, have more children. I have nothing disrespectful to say relationship wise about black people. But my thing is, you cannot ask someone to love you. And if you don't love yourself. But at the same time, you cannot ask someone to love you and down them at the same time.
That's true.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot talk shit about a black man all day, every day, or half of the day, or a quarter of your day, and still ask for that man to love you.
But you can't ask him to be held accountable though.
No, you can. But
that's talking about accountability. I like that better. We talking about accountability.
Accountability. No, I didn't say don't be accountable. I didn't tell black men don't be accountable.
Talking shit and accountability are
no, it's not, because to the black man who has the whole world against us, when a black woman says something about a black man, it isn't talking shit. To me, it isn't talking shit, and y'all don't even be talking about me. To me, it isn't talking shit. You say it's talking shit, it ain't talking shit. It don't feel like talking shit. I swear to God, it's another person bringing me down when everybody. Yes, no.
I am a black woman who sees black men in the court system
you
every
can,
Wednesday
you
and
can.
Thursday
It
when I'm
doesn't
at
matter.
work.
The
And
job
black
doesn't
men
matter.
perpetuate the shit that all the white people
doesn't
do to
matter. You
us.
can't ask
So as
for
a black
someone to
woman,
love
when I'm
you.
asking y'all to be accountable for y'all shit, it's because I see the shit that white people do to y'all, and I ask y'all to be accountable for y'all shit. And when I do, I'm just like the white man.
No.
Yes.
Hold on.
Karen, I saw your hand go up today.
But I'm done.
I saw your hand go up.
That was a long time ago. Y'all was somewhere else.
Keep it rocking.
I mean, but even so, if I do say something about what she's saying, to be quite honest, as far as this conversation, and this may be a very unpopular opinion when I say it, but this is truly how I feel. None of it matters.
Right.
And I say that simply because so many people spend so much time trying to hash the past as opposed to mending the future. So if we spend so much time digging ditches for each other, talking about what didn't happen, at what point are we bringing it together? You know, and I just like I said, it may be an unpopular opinion, but this is another thing, because so many people talk about what men don't do, what women don't do, but at the same time, when are you going to let it go so that you see who is doing something? Because you pay so much attention to the negative, you don't let yourself see that light. It really, whatever they ain't doing, whatever the men ain't doing, whatever the women ain't doing, let them go. They will fall by the wayside, and they'll fall by themselves. But if you spend so much time and attention focusing on the negative, that's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Now, I agree with that, but I also believe that if we never mend what was wrong, we're gonna continue to do what's wrong.
Wait. You talking about, so look, so what you're saying is, as a man, your experiences, based off your experience, because you can't be generally speaking for every woman in the room. So this is the thing. If you say you want someone to mend your past, you want another man from the future that's supposed to be your future man, something that another man did to you in your past.
Not from I'm not talking about relationships. No, I'm not talking. You gotta be in a relationship. I'm not talking about relationships. No, for me, no. Because if we're talking about relationships, me and my ex have still a great relationship. Like, if we gonna talk about, like, I don't have no ill feelings. I'm not angry at men. I'm not bitter. We good. Like, for real. Like, we still talk to this day. We good. So I'm not mad at men. Me and him, we good. I'm not angry with that. I done mended shit with my dad. Like, we good.
But the thing is, you brought up black man versus black woman in the relationship. I'm talking about intimidation.
I'm talking about black men in general because of my relationship with black women and my dealings with black men on the regular. I'm not talking about me personally.
So is this the conversation we're in now?
Yeah, keep it rocking.
So this is the thing. I'm just saying. Now, that's fair to say. That's fair to say.
So what's the topic so that I can change over? Like, I need to another switch. I'm an engineer and I kind of only work one way, man. You gotta flip it up. I'm ready for whatever, but I'm just not what we ready for.
Mel had her hand.
The intimidation.
Go ahead,
Mel.
So I guess I kind of want to go way back. I just want to piggyback just a little bit. We kind of got a little bit lost. So I guess my thing with the whole intimidation factor is, I'm sorry, but I just call bullshit. Because there's been times where I've looked like complete and utter shit, and I've had niggas holler at me like crazy. They don't know shit about me. All they know is that they want some ass, or they want to talk, or whatever. They don't know how smart I am. They don't know shit about me. They just know how I look. That's all they know. So they're not scared. It's bums on the street who ain't got shit but a cigarette butt who will ask you for your fucking number. So for a dude to be in school and college, that's a you thing. You just don't have enough confidence, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have enough confidence, just say you don't got confidence. There's nothing wrong with that.
But that goes back to what I said. Life taught them things.
Not all men.
Like, but she said bums and things like that. Like, when you have nothing, what do you have to lose? This woman's gonna tell you no. Like, you have nothing to lose. It's hard.
All you have to do is
Let me tell you young man. Let me tell you this about no in women. If you don't say nothing, it's already a no. So stop factoring in. She's going to say no. My daddy taught me this when I was 12 years old. I stayed in Atlanta. He said, son, and I have problems with how I look. I still say I'm ugly. I thought that when I was younger. And my dad said, son, if you don't say nothing to a woman, it's already no.
You have not because you asked not.
Your confidence don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. If you don't say nothing, it's already a no.
But everybody's not taught that. It's called common sense, and common sense ain't common. It's something that's taught. So like I said, life teaches you a lot of this stuff, bro. When you ain't got nothing,
we learned that though. We learned that not having social media. We learned how to approach somebody by not having social media. That's what Sean was talking about. So life taught us that prior to MySpace.
Thank you,
MySpace and all that was before our time. It was before the 90s. We didn't get access to that.
But no one is denying that. We agree with that. That's why we're saying that. That's why communicatively we are a little bit better and we have a little bit more of an advantage because we did it prior.
That's what they call it. I wouldn't say that because some of the most successful people are 90s babies. Let's be, and the statistics show it.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So y'all talk and do better than us, but yet we're the better ones. Like when it comes like achieving successfully.
We're all the
Who's the better ones?
90 babies. Statistics show it. We're some of the most.
Time out. Wait. Before we go off subject, what do you mean? Say, hold on. Bring it back. Bring this shit back.
To the circle. Hey!
All right, so switching topics.
Some real neutral. I mean, Taylor about to jump out his seat on that.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like, I'm not gonna say it's neutral, right? I'm not gonna say it's neutral, but Drake, I am gonna kind of low key bring you into this, being that you are. No, I'm not. No, I didn't say bring that. My bad. I don't mean bring you into it like come to the conversation, but the location now we're at, for those of you, camera on me, right?
Yeah.
So the location that we are, so the location that we are is a black-owned business, right? Being that I see everybody, 100% of the people here are African American, right? So the question that I have for us, and Drake, being that you are a black-owned business, what are can I finish my question?
Yeah. And they told you when people was talking, you gotta continue to speak.
I was gonna say you gotta keep going.
I gotta make sure they hear.
We hear you.
All right,
We gotta talk about black business.
So being that we are in a black-owned business, right, and we have some black entrepreneurs here in the building. What are some pros and cons to supporting black-owned business?
I feel like serve me. Let's serve me.
Also to bring it back, what would you, just to end it on a positive note, so we just don't end on the fact of what black people ain't doing. What are some things you would like to see us do to support our y'all have to know. So y'all have to bring it back positive.
I was about to start off positive regardless. I feel like no matter what any black business do to me, plenty of times I'm still gonna shop back and forth. I'm gonna do it regardless because I still go in Walmart. I still go to rallies. I still go in Wingstop and they stay messing up my order. Chick-fil-A ain't all that great and they stay messing up my stuff, but I still go. I'm gonna say it like this. I still go back. So I get I'm gonna be frustrated because sis taking too long to respond, but she's new. I know I'm gonna get a little frustrated because it's taking too long for you to print my shirt, but you're only one person. It takes Walmart 2 seconds to do all of that, and y'all still walking in Walmart and the one line that y'all complain about, but y'all still do that. So take that extra week to get that shirt printed. Period. Like I don't care what nobody do. Because it's my people, regardless. But you're not holding them accountable.
But they gotta do better. We gotta do our part in a minute.
Okay, so y'all hold on, listen though. So we say, y'all really think corporate is holding them accountable?
Wait. She got her hand raised.
Okay.
Be respectful.
Okay, so me, starting my own business, I've seen the pros and the cons of it. Because I'm new. I haven't been in this stuff. I haven't been doing hair for the longest. So I always like critique my own stuff before anybody else could even get to it. So when it comes to like shopping with like black people and trying to support, I do my best. But sometimes if I know it's not going to be what I want, I'm not going to do it.
I mean, ain't nobody.
I mean, you can sit here. You can share their stuff on Facebook. You can share their stuff on Instagram.
Support.
That's still support. But a lot of black people don't do that just out of nothing. You do.
I mean, I didn't mean to say that.
But people will not.
But don't let that
well, okay, well, as a black man who owns things, sometimes other black people, not even black people, but people in general, will call you, and I'm sure Toledo Dope can vouch for this. They'll call you and inbox you on Instagram and say, let me get a purple turquoise hoodie to match my Jordans tomorrow.
Yeah, but then they
and you don't even have the supplies because who the hell buys turquoise purple hoodies? And that's not even a color, but I'm just saying, this is what people will say to you.
And you tell them yeah.
And you say yeah because you want them to have your product.
But then they badmouth you
and
on
then
Facebook
they say,
it took you a week to get it.
Oh, I've been asking for this for a week.
Well, shit, yeah.
Never mind, I don't want it. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like black people need to have more patience and understanding and treat us because we are allowing more from other corporations than we would ever allow from our own people, and that's not fair. That's not cool. We give up too easy. You let McDonald's and Burger King sell you 30 nuggets for $1. You let Burger King sell you 30 booty ass nuggets for $1. But soon as her agenda, don't cook your chicken like how you like it. You on Facebook talking about I'm never going to.
You ain't never going to agenda. Like my dude, you got 39 nuggets. But you want to be mad.
Yeah, it's not right. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like we need to have a little bit more patience with each other. Or don't shop.
Hold on. We right here. We right here. Hold on. We right here. We right here.
I'm real quick. I think the only real way to grow our businesses is to create more businesses because that creates intercompetition. If I got a t-shirt company and it's taking me too long to make something, but 3 other dudes got it, I swear to God, I'm about to figure it out. I need that money. Yeah. So that's gonna figure it out on its own. That's how you do it. We don't. Rallies doesn't say, man, why you not supporting? You should support. If you want support, pay for the support, just like any other company. If you want to call corporate because you
but they knew though. Why we expecting that much? It's not that.
Here's the thing.
Hold on. Let him finish. Hold on. Let him finish.
I work for a big corporation, and anytime I work for AutoZone. Anytime their sales get down, they don't look at the customer and say what they look at the competition and say what the competition doing. They don't down or bad mouth with the customers. They don't trip or nothing like that. What the competition doing? They doing that? Well, we gonna do that. He's right. I understand that they're new, but that's just an excuse because it's a new white boy too.
Not mine.
So for me, one of the things that I'm sorry I had to jump in because I really ain't got too much to say on the topic. But the one thing that I do have to say is, I wish that our black-owned businesses will become more knowledgeable
on how to run a small business,
like how to run, and we have these things, like especially in Toledo. Like there's a place, and I don't know the name.
No, it's called the Commerce and Chambers,
and they'll teach you and guide you on how to run smaller businesses. And I feel like what happens is we kind of jump out there and we're not ready, and then we're putting out poor quality, or we're just trying to stay afloat when we really need to be taught. And there's a lot of money out there for us to get, so let's go get this money. So that's the one thing that I can say. I don't have anything really bad to say. I just wish that we would like knowledge ourselves a little bit more on how to, so that we could be successful.
Right, hold on. We going Andrew, we going Karen. I'm not sure. Wait.
He already said.
Okay.
I love black business. My favorite black business in Toledo is Bagney.
Never.
You never heard of it? It's a boutique on Door. Yeah. So I go there to get all of my like dresses and stuff. She's dope. Like she give me wine while I'm shopping. Okay. But she knows me when I come in. Like so she'll know like what size I wear. She'll pick out stuff that, and it's really personable. So I always go to her, and places like that just makes you want to keep going back. Like she has her specific hours, which I respect, but because of the connection we've made with each other, I love it. So I think that when we have that personability at these black-owned places, that makes it great. Because if you got a bad attitude and you got your auntie working at the counter and she rude and she don't know how to talk to people, that makes people not want to come back. And I also think that if we do have set hours, please be there at those set hours.
So
that's the least we could do.
Walmart got 30 registers, but y'all still going to that one register.
But we know that those are set hours, and we know what to expect. So regardless, we know that if we go into Walmart and it's gonna be one register, at least we know it's open.
Yeah.
That's the one
but
thing.
you don't know them 30 lanes is open or not.
But we know we go to window Walmart, it has the stuff gonna be off the shelf. Like, we know what to expect. I don't know that if I'm going to a black-owned business, oh, today it's gonna be closed. Oh, but on the sign you supposed to be open. Like, I just would like consistency. That's it. And if we can do that, I would love to support all black people.
Hold on, no.
Wait, let it go.
I have two different sides of this, from the black world as well as the Anglo-Saxon world. So, my parents have multiple businesses, and my dad specifically has a bake shop. But for the first 5 years, my dad has been open for 10 years now. For the first 5 to 7 years, he's been looking for good employees. So when you talk about the customer service, my dad worked for the city full time. My mother works for the county full time, and then they have businesses outside of that. So I agree with her when she said, her and Rocky, when they talk about that patience, because you have to give them a minute to build that. You have to give them that time to get that insight. And to flip it, I also work for TPS. I used to work for EOPA. So let's talk about the Head Start program. The Head Start program ran over 50 years. TPS has now had the program for 5 years. So there we have a corporate program that has been run for decades, that was now handed over to a bigger organization who hasn't been able to run it for 5 years with some of that insight. So either way, you have these businesses. If you want them to flourish, you have to support. Understandable, you want better business, but the thing is, give them a few years. To be honest, it really don't. It takes about 10 years for a business to get running and to flow good. It really takes that, and it takes that time for them to build their rhythm, to really get in the groove with that. And then you constantly have policies and laws changing. So you've got to give them that. You've got to have that compassion. You've got to ground yourself a little bit to give back, or it's not going to flourish. We can't sit and fuss and complain. We either want our community and we want our blocks back, or we don't. That's true.
But customer service don't take years to
I ordered a button 2 years ago. I'm still waiting.
Being nice is not something that you have to take years to
I gotta change my memory cards.
But it's not about taking years to learn it. It's about being able to do it. Just like I said, my parents, they both worked. How are they supposed to do it? Their kids are in the military and gone. I've been in school the last, long time. But it's hard to do. You know what I mean? Me and my sisters, we are polite, we are courteous, and we are personable. But we can't fall into situations. You want somebody to be gracious, you want somebody to be merciful. So when you do fall into that situation, do the same thing with that other person.
I mean, I give them that, but I'm also saying this is a business, and I get that. We want people. I just feel like we want people to be. We want customer service. We really do. And I feel like when it comes to with our people, like we want a bunch of grace given. Like, oh, it was a bad day. It was this. It was that. But if it was a white person doing it and they gave us a badass attitude, we would be like, that's why I don't like white people. That's why I don't. But for our people,
still pulling up.
We still need to be.
Thank you. Still pulling up.
Yeah. So for our people, yes, we have bad days, but we still right. The Asians at the hair store, they be jacked up, but we still go there to get our weave and our eyelashes.
Let's be realistic though. When we dealing with black versus white, like she said, it's systemic. Because the thing about it is that certain insight was kept from us for so long, and then we have to do all this research to double back.
I just
wait. I understand the information. Wait. I understand the information accessible. Wait. I understand the information accessible instead of
No, it's not always accessible.
Yeah, no, it is. No, wait.
They giving it away.
Wait.
They want you.
Let me say this. Let me talk. It's accessible, then at the same time, you still have to put that research in and go get it. And this is a thing. Not to say that it's not there.
it's convoluted, and a lot of times people don't a lot of black businesses don't simplify their order of operation, which is the problem. The structural standpoint, the infrastructure.
They don't got to. It's their business.
No. That's where you wrong. That's where you wrong. No. It's a business. Wait. Before Toledo was Toledo, he was structured. He still had a plan. He still had a mission statement for what he stood for. This is the thing. We think that just because we have a product and a service, we just make money, put it out there in the open, we learn later. That's fine and dandy. But at the same time, to step and be accountable. The thing about it is that some of us, the number one thing is being customer centric. And then a lot of black people, I guess the black businesses want to make the money. They're not really customer centric. It's in the first thing on their mind because they're trying to make backwards, and that's a con in itself. But that all stems from priority and order of operation to what that business and that individual was taught when they started the business.
So, like you said, the Chamber of Commerce, they will teach you, they will show you, they will give you money. There's loans. We have access to
because she had her hand up about 5 minutes. Then we go in the mill. Then we go in the mill. Then we go in the mill. Then we go in the mill.
Go ahead. I don't want to leave.
Okay, so basically, back to like piggyback back off what Girl, don't matter. So basically, like me, like running my own business, I started doing hair, selling oil, all that stuff. But I think what a lot of black people don't understand is critique. Like they can't take, black people, a lot of people who do hair cannot take that they did something wrong.
I agree.
And when you do something wrong, you have to like, okay, what can I do to fix it? Because me working at Dick's Sporting Goods, you dealt with customers, you dealt with soccer moms, you dealt with people who want expired coupons to still work, you dealt with all that. But it's more so you're still catering to your customer. The customer may not be always right, but you know they're going to keep shopping if you give them the bomb customer service. Because that's one thing they cannot take that from you. If you give them bomb customer service, they're always going to come back. And that's period. Because I've messed up somebody here before. And I've accidentally cut their weave too short. And then they said, like, you know what? Like, I was telling them, like, you know what? I'll give you a discount. Or you can come in and I'll fix it for you. Just let me know. And then they're like, okay, no problem, thank you. They'll come back and they'll keep coming back, and they'll keep coming back. And they'll tell people that I have really good customer service and I really do care about everybody that comes into like contact me.
My thing with black people, and I always say this is I'm a man of close, of course I'm an artist. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. No, go ahead.
Okay, so I have multiple businesses. I've been holding this shit. I have multiple businesses, right? It is definitely not about. Customer service is important. I send out cards, thank you cards, everything. He will tell you. I take pictures when I'm in the post office, mailing all my shit. I want you to know that whatever I did for you was my complete and absolute priority. I will have customers not respond to me. I will have customers who will tell me that they hate some shit and it ain't shit that we never discussed. How do you hate it and we didn't even do it? It all depends on the consumer. If I don't want your shit, I don't want your shit. That's what it all boils down to. When you go to Walmart, if it's one lane open, you know you need some pads, you going to stand in that line for them goddamn pads. It don't matter. It's all about the consumer. So you can give, I'm talking about amazing customer service, and you won't get shit in return sometimes. And it could just be, rather be the person or whatever, black, white, whatever. It's all about the person, because it's been times where I've been into a black business and I'm like, fucking, I ain't supporting shit. Because I'm not going to walk in here and you mean or rude to me. I got money to spend. You don't care about my money? But somebody else may walk in and do the exact same thing and they care about theirs. It's all about the person. If I know that I want that product, I'm getting that product. If I know that I want that shirt, I'm getting that shirt. I love that shirt. I've been watching it the whole time. I'm getting it before I leave this damn shop tonight. And he ain't said nothing to me. He hasn't given me no customer service. He hasn't said not a word to me. But I'm buying that shirt. So it's all about the consumer. It has nothing to do with how you act. I love that product, so I'm buying that shit.
Yeah,
period.
It's about what you want.
That's what it's all about. You can bust your ass and don't mean
like
shit.
harder though? Do you feel like you gotta work a lot more?
For black people, yes. And I hate to say that, but I've done end all be all. It's no shifting, it's no nothing. When you want it, you want it. When you don't, you don't. Busting your butt, trying harder, it's not gonna make nothing different. It's not. It's not.
To piggyback on that, what I was gonna say, Mel, you had a great point. But I think what black people don't talk about, for the black people in other businesses, is
some of y'all shit's not that fucking dope.
Really ain't.
It's not fucking worth it. I don't care. No. Let's keep it real. Everybody, I don't care if you come up with a million hustle ideas.
You are right.
If you're a woman who has a beauty that sells all of this, sometimes I don't want to see my girl in that shit.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of that shit don't be that dope. Huh?
But y'all still go to McDonald's, right? That shit ain't good.
Right.
Delicious though.
For some people.
No, you're right. You're right. But this what I was about to say though. As far as the McDonald's and the going to things, look though, I tell people this all the time, and I use this with myself. And I say support is like learning how to ride a bike. Everyone will ride it with you once they see you need it. I'm sure when this store first opened, people was through this motherfucker all day, every day, wanting to be what they wanted to be in. But soon as they see that you got it, then they let you ride on your own. That's how black people support black businesses. We also we can do a damn challenge right now and all start up a fake business right tomorrow, and watch how many people support it. Wait a month later, when your business thriving and people seeing other people supporting you, they won't do it anymore because it's not cool. That's the thing. That's the thing with black businesses. It's a trend. Black businesses it's a trend right now. Nobody wants to work. Everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody wants to do this. But the reality of it is, and my friend tell me this all the time, when I struggle with music and anything, you know what I'm saying? He says, Rocky, you know, everybody isn't meant to be rich. You know that, right? Yeah. Everybody, you know, everybody's not meant to blow up. Everybody's not meant. In order to have a national level, you need a local level. It's just like the government. In order to have the Congress, you need a city council. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it with supporting black businesses and what we do far as having a business as black people. First of all, you're not that fucking dope. Come on. Second, we don't have to support you just because you're black.
Come on.
But no, I'm just saying, because to me, I don't see a race in business. I don't see a race in business.
Because that's emotion. Because that's emotions. Emotions don't live in business.
We only go to McDonald's because we're used to going to McDonald's.
Wait. People go to McDonald's because it's cheap. Let's be real. A lot of people don't buy a lot of shit that black people make because they want it to be cheaper.
No, I won't say that. I won't say that.
It's the opposite because look, I have a lady who opened a shop in Atlanta. And y'all probably know her, with Miss Coffee. She opened a shop in Atlanta, right? When she first got to Atlanta, she's from Toledo. When she first got to Atlanta, she sold her jeans for $80, just like a Toledo nigga would buy them, right? Nobody walked in her store. Nobody, right? She changed her price to her jeans to $2,000, and T.I. walked in and put it on his Instagram. Come on. And now she's a millionaire. So black people don't want what's cheap.
That's just technology.
That's true. They want what?
They want what they want.
How many times have we swiped our debit card when we shouldn't have?
Yes. And
I wake up in the morning.
And be like, we make memes. And
I want to piggyback off of what you said though.
So much money last night.
Like it's crazy that you say that, because like on some real, like I was just having this conversation with one of my fraternity brothers, and I think I was talking to you. We don't brand ourselves, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why we kind of struggle. So I'll give you a perfect example. So I had one fraternity brother, he did videography, and he went to the University of Toledo, and he's awesome, he's great, he could do dope things. Killing it. But he never marketed himself to make a name for himself. So anytime that he did anything, he was like, oh, just because I'm going to school for videography and this, my price is automatically is $150. So then I had another dude come into my organization, and he was computer science or like electrical engineering or something like that, but he did the same thing, and he literally sold it for a lower price to create a brand and just start building up. And now he's at that level where he's saying, okay, I can charge $150, I could charge $200. And the thing is he created a brand, and some people we automatically expect, because we're black, you have to support, but you didn't create that brand. It's just like Levi's, it's just like Nike, it's just like anything. They had to create a brand. for us to want to buy it, and that's what we did.
You know how many chapsticks I bought and I done lost them? I'm supporting regardless. What you got? You got this? I'm buying it. I may not even wear it.
But you're not the majority though.
But
It's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is, I'm speaking on the majority. You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest things that I realize is we don't build a brand. You know what I mean? We have to build up to get to that point.
She gotta say something.
Let her say. Wait, let her talk. I just feel like I gotta say this.
Go ahead. Yes,
No, I am an artist, and I feel like even my last EP, it was pop, and I did not get the support that I expected from the Toledo community. But I feel like if I would have put out maybe an R&B EP, I probably would have got that support. You know what I mean? Or a certain sound that Toledo has, I would have got the support. But I had more fans from different states that supported, bought my music. Because they recognized, it wasn't about, it was the sound. It wasn't about the Toledo culture. I was promoting to just a global audience. So I just feel like...
So you reached your audience, which was global, right?
Absolutely.
So you did it.
Absolutely. But my thing is with black people, it's about, we worry too much about the support. We can't do that. Get out of your emotions. You know what I mean? It's business. Quit focusing on the small, focus on the positive. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the positive, and you'll be okay.
My business is small. A lot of us suffer from that cry about a barrel mentality. Though. A lot of us suffer from that, and I don't think so.
No, it's not that. It's just that people, like she said, people are emotional. And if you knew business, and if you ran a business, and you would know that the first rule of business is what? If you know business, that shit first. Leave your emotions out of it.
Period.
That's the number one rule. If you get money,
that's life. And that goes from you selling dope to doing anything, bro.
But I'm saying in terms of what she just
it's not a legal business, but I'm just
spoke on. She just said directly Toledo. And when you was talking to that, obviously the the perspective is a lot more dormant opposed to the collective demo. So I mean, like that's why I said the reason why Rocky, you dope, you been dope. And this is a thing. A lot of niggas out here ain't gonna support you until another big nigga supports you. I'm being real with this. My brother dope, but he ain't that dope compared to most. And the niggas feel that because they depend on another nigga to co-sign this nigga, or they depend on a higher upper echelon figure to write off on somebody. And a lot of times, wait, let me say this. A lot of times, a lot of us sit there and we coattail or wait for another person to give us this sponsorship when we already are the breakthrough. We already are that. But the thing about it, we don't make that vivid enough. We don't portray that enough because we lack that that lack of confidence. What? Because that's still
right. No,
that's still from that lack of support.
Let me say this though about the whole dope thing and people supporting you, whether you're dope and they want someone to co-sign you. My thing about that is people gas their self up. You know what I'm saying? You expect so much from yourself and you just see yourself being so much more than what reality tells you are. You should, I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying realistically, even me, like people call me dope. I go anywhere, people say, oh, that's Rocky Duh. I don't care about none of that, you feel me? But what I'm saying is, how I look at it is, what makes me dope and what makes other people dope who are really dope is that they continue to try to be dope. Whether you like me or whether I got a big homie or a little homie or nothing, because everybody can look at me or anybody else, so you look at dope, whether it's Jay-Z, Lauryn Hill or anybody, you can look at them and be like, they kept trying. They kept going. They kept doing. You know what I'm saying? No, that's the thing about it. I don't think that you need a cosign. I think you just need to cosign yourself. Of course. You gotta know. Of course. Yeah, you gotta know that you're dope. Yeah, it has nothing to do with nobody else. Can't nobody else because they just gonna jump on your dick regardless. Whether if you got a cosign or not, if they like you, they like you.
It's good to say that, but a lot of people like that's good in theory. A lot of people not built like that. That's again, like that's a good perspective to have. That's a great perspective to have. That mentality is excellent. But let's be realistic. Niggas not built like that.
I feel like it has
This the last comment. Like she's the last comment, and I'm gonna end it. If y'all want to keep conversation going, y'all can. Last comment.
I feel like it does. It has to be with confidence. It has to be with what we were talking about. What you kept saying. It has to, like, it's not branding. It's
knowledge.
No,
that's all I was talking about.
Intimidation.
Oh, that's
you can't let people intimidate you, because if you believe in yourself, you believe in your product, other people are gonna get it.
That's right.
And then you keep sharing your stuff, and you keep sharing like results of what you've been getting from other people. Sooner or later, those people that you've been trying to reach will eventually reach out to you.
Like Rocky said,
but by the time they finally like get hip and be actually on team,
some people wait till other people
they want to see it. They want to see what everybody else and somebody else is. Okay, so for instance, I have this hair growth serum, and I've been telling people it works because I shaved my hair off, bald, scallywag, and in a matter of 3 months, I have an afro from using my own oil. I had a lady who has alopecia in Akron, put it all over her hair, and her hair grew in a month. I had a guy from Toledo. His name is Anton. He will tell y'all he had patches in his beard, and now it's a full-grown beard. So it's just like
I think that
I'm weak, but it's more so. It's more so like I had people that was willing to take that risk.
You need a little bit more, right? I've been doing all that shit, bro. That's all, bro. You know, you might not be rubbing it in enough.
You gotta exfoliate.
They said I gotta clean my pores.
But what I'm saying is, you have to believe in yourself. You can't sit here and then like want people to support you because they don't have to.
They don't have to.
But sooner or later, they're gonna get hit. Period. They're gonna see it. They're gonna want it, and you're gonna sell out like I have 5 times.
Let me plug my friend real quick.
So with that said, all of you watching, I hope that you take these conversations, continue the conversations. There's a whole point in Kitchen Talk. Keep the conversation going. Don't let it end, right? So for those of you who haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment at Reflections TV, REFLEXTIONS TV. Once again, REFLEXTIONS TV. We will be back next month. Once again, I thank you all. Hand clap for you all. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see y'all next week, next month. Tam, you're gonna have to edit that shit out. I'm out. Yeah.